The common myth says finishing iCanStudy takes 8 months to a year. But for the person on pen and paper, choosing the wrong topics and tactics for practice, it can take much longer. Maybe you're a rising entrepreneur, practicing your mind maps on business. Maybe you're focused on self-improvement and mind map books like Atomic Habits. Maybe you're an ambitious engineer and mind map programming and coding. These seem reasonable and well-intentioned, but people practicing mind maps on these topics often end up with little to no progress. How is this possible? We need to think about the best fit for Justin Sung mind mapping. Practicing on the topics that Sung mind maps are good for will let us master the techniques faster. What if we try to mind map a program we're working on? Well, it will have for loops, variables, maybe if statements. It's not really clear how to create this mind map. We'd really have to adapt Justin Sung's techniques for something they weren't originally made for. How about mind mapping operating systems? That's no problem. We have lots of facts, vocabulary, and diagrams to work with. The time we spend on the topic is efficient and improves our mind mapping abilities. Operating systems are a declarative topic, perfect for Sung mind maps. Coding is more procedural. It's a bad fit and will slow down your progress. For practice, choose declarative topics. That being said, operating systems might actually be too much of a good thing. Imagine using ChatGPT and Google to study operating systems. Do we dive into computer architecture? How deep do we dig into hardware? What about distributed cloud operating systems? What about the history of operating systems? It's not clear when we're done with our mind map. Instead, we need to choose one resource. For example, Chapter 2 of the Operating Systems textbook. From that, we can collect keywords and thoroughly mind map the chapter. With a clear beginning and end, we can track progress, perform revision, and find gaps. Chapter 2 of the Operating Systems textbook is great for mind map practice because it's well defined. However, it turns out that even a declarative, well-defined topic isn't enough. Here are a few declarative, well-defined books that are absolutely terrible for mind map practice. Self-help and productivity books have chapter titles with uninformative names. Entire chapters are filled with stories and anecdotes. Ultimately, they make only one or two major points. For iCanStudy and mind maps, we need lots of vocabulary, facts, and information. We need textbooks, Wikipedia articles, and academic papers. When practicing mind maps, the topic should be dense. Going back, what makes Operating Systems Chapter 2 and the Wikipedia article on toothbrushes so effective for mind map practice? They're declarative, well-defined, and dense. To practice iCanStudy mind maps efficiently, we want to use the topics they're best for. Only later, when we've mastered the techniques, should we adapt them for a different context. While that's easy to say in a video, you might be the programmer, entrepreneur, or self-improver, and now have no idea what to study. You need a topic that's relevant to you, that you're curious about, and that's declarative, defined, and dense. Fortunately, I've got a bunch I know you'll like. Learning, educational psychology, memory, learning theory, the testing effect, education technology. If you're learning to learn, why not learn learning?